Hello all. Today I'm going to be going over day 4 lesson over lab tools. So the objective is just to become familiar with common lab tools and their uses. So for the warm-up, if you haven't already, please complete the Boy in the Pond quiz. If you did not view the lesson on observation and inferences, I suggest you do that before taking it if you are still unsure of yourself and those definitions. Alright, so here is the BrainPop. Here's the BrainPop video over this lesson. I'm not going to show it in this particular YouTube video. You can view it if the link is on the day 4 page on Canvas for you to view at your leisure. Okay, so here we're going to go over our lab tools. Hopefully some of this is review, but if not, you can take notes or, you can view this whenever you want. But you'll need to know this for your Unit 1 test. So calculators, this is what it looks like. They come in various sizes and versions. And a calculator is just an electronic device for solving mathematic problems. You'll use this sometimes in science, and obviously if you're at home, I have no control over that. You use it as much as you want. That is a calculator. Magnifying glass. This is what it looks like. I see these on like detective little cartoons. I know I did. And it's just a tool that magnifies objects or makes objects look larger than they are. You can find these at the store. Hobby Lobby has them, I know for sure, if you want one. But these will just be used if you want to see something small up close and bigger. A microscope. So what it looks like in science. These are this is just a tool that magnifies at a much higher power than a Hans lens, which is also considered a magnifying glass. This is a way more powerful. You can see a lot more smaller things. It magnifies the smaller objects, like I said, or makes smaller objects larger. Scientists use this to see little, microscopic organisms like bacteria and such. That's what you can see, and cells as well underneath this microscope. A meter stick. I'm sure all of you have seen this before. It's what it looks like. It's big, the big stick bigger than a ruler, and it's just a tool used to measure distance and the length of objects. In science, we use the metric system for measuring. A thermometer. Sure, all of you have been using this, and I know I've been using one every day before I come into the building. Not this, obviously electronic, but a thermometer. It's just used to measure your temperature. Stopwatch. So what it looks like sometimes, obviously we have them on our phones. A lot more electrical ones now. And it's just a tool used to measure time. Triple beam balance. This is a cartoon of one. I'm sure you've seen one before, and it just measures the mass of an object. And a balance, it tells you the amount of matter an object contains as well. So when you find the mass, it equals the matter. Goggles. These are what goggles look like. And they're eyewear that protects the eyes during a science experiment or investigation from any hazardous or dangerous materials that could be fumes or liquids. Beaker. So what beakers look like, you use them. They're to store mixed and heat liquids in laboratories, and it's a cylindrical container. It's like a cylinder. Test tube. What a test tube looks like. It's a thin glass tube closed at one end, used to hold small amounts of material for laboratory testing or experiments. And yes, you can use them for things other than liquid. And it's obviously smaller than a beaker. Graduated cylinder. That's what they look like. They're narrow. They have like that little flat surface on the bottom. They can stand up on their own like a beaker, and they're almost kind of like, what we saw before, a test tube, but these just have flat bottoms. And they're very narrow, and they're marked with horizontal lines to represent units of measurement. So the difference is that you can measure with these, right? And you can use them to use precise measures of volumes. This is how you found the volume of liquids or objects. This is a hot plate. They look a little different now, but it's almost like a stove, right? Portable appliance used to heat glassware or its contents. If you're heating up something, it's like a portable stove, basically. Okay, that's the end of our lesson. So the next thing you have on your list, if you haven't done it already, is the guided practice in Canvas. You need to do the lab tools matching activity. You can access them again, Intro to Science, Day 4. And then you need to do independent practice, StudyMate lab tools. Again, access them on Day 4. And contact me if you have any questions. You also need to do the exit ticket. You also need to do the exit ticket. In Canvas called Lab Tools. And again, contact me if you have any questions. You can view this as many times as you want. And take it easy.